Alright, what's up everybody and welcome back. We've got ourselves a banging grand finals from just the other day. It is of course the Alpha Rex Red Cross Cup, which was of course being hosted to raise money for the American Red Cross. In the top right we've got herO. Playing on a barcode account for some reason, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. He's up against Shopify Rebellion's Byun, the man that will not turn down any tournament. I'm not sure if this guy finds time to sleep or eat with the number of tournaments he's in, and they're never quick runs. He's always in the semis or the finals. Some of you are probably getting sick of seeing his name, but his level of play has been very consistent. Obviously, I'm sure he wasn't happy about that TLMC loss to herO, which was very one-sided. That was a few months ago, but I did only cast that just the other week, so it might be fresh in some of your minds. No doubt going to be looking for a bit of revenge here. It's on the New Balance patch. There's a couple $1,000s on the line for these players, but yeah, it's on the New Balance patch. And I think it's a $1,000 tournament. Maybe, I don't think the prize pool was as big because obviously it's for charity, so just by playing, they are helping to raise funds. But it is definitely an important finals and something which I would say, hey, you know what? I was looking at the amount raised. It wasn't as high as I would really love for their tournament that's put out so many quality games. So if you guys want to get your hands on these replays, you can do that at the same time as supporting the tournament. All you need to do is go down to the description below the video where we've posted a link to the Matcherino page. If you sign up and pay $5 there, I think it's $5 is what I paid to get these replays. You get the replay pack for the entire tournament, and I think all of it, or at least a large percentage of that, goes to the Red Cross. Once again, Piggy shows bad preparation for a video by not bothering to check the exact thing beforehand, but I can absolutely guarantee you it's a good cause. Alpha Rex runs so many good tournaments for the StarCraft scene, for up-and-coming players, for lesser-known players, and support a whole ton of them. So really cool of them to run this tournament. But let's talk about the actual gameplay. Gateway Cybercore in the very back of the base. Nexus is down. And looks like Adept into Stargate play. Something herO has been favoring recently is that quick Stargate. Reaper's going to come out for Beyond with the one base opening, of course. And that probe didn't really get anything done. Just kind of scouted what was up and said, okay, yep, I'm in and I'm out. I'm hot and I'm cold. And here comes Reaper to see what he can do. Stargate goes down in the back. Second Adept on the way. Pre-Warp Gate even. And the Reaper looking to potentially jump up. This is Royal Blood. There is a jump-in path there. It's a simple jump path. It's not too hard to wall off, but it does take all your structures, and we know what happens. You build a pylon, a gate, a core there. Seems good, but then later on the Stim Bio just walks up and kills a few buildings for free, and it's very hard to engage there as a Protoss player who's usually relying a lot on charge zealots to be able to clash in melee. Command Center now on the low ground, as well as a reactor, so 2 Reaper Hellion and Widowmine coming on up as well. Interesting, the Hellion delayed moving across the map for a few moments, and back to 3 workers on each gas. The Reaper's taken Adept hit. Second Adept is out. Third Adept's on the way. I think he's been going a lot of Phoenix lately. Used to be Oracle every single game, but it looks like no, he's sticking with this Phoenix. Very control-oriented play. And if your opponent commits to a few Reapers and Hellions, they can get in trouble. Where are the Adepts? Only one of them here. The other one went to the high ground. He was not expecting the delayed dive there. Beyond getting 4 probes already. If he can get 6 probes, that would be crazy damage. But another Adept comes out. Shield battery is in the main. And he had a shield battery in the main, so why was he even caring about the ledge? I think that was a huge mistake. Like, maybe the Reapers jump in and get a probe that's rallying, but the natural was actually way more exposed because he had the shield battery in the main base. I think that's a big mistake for herO. Losing 5 probes there. Definitely a big win for Byun, who can get into Cyclone Viking to chase off the Phoenix. Bunker to cover the natural expansion as well, and a Widowmine going to try to burrow out front. Hope he can catch a shot on one of these Phoenix. Phoenix does not get one shot by a Widowmine, but very close to. Puts it deep in the red. Now he's going straight for Robo. I imagine you'll usually see 2 gases on the natural very early on in this scenario, but he's just very poor right now. Oh, the Viking comes out, and the Widowmine plus Viking get a kill on the Phoenix. And only, and the Widowmine even gets out of there. Is going to get touched up by that SCV. This is brilliant for Byun. Unfortunately, Byun's second and third barracks are quite late. You can see he was floating a lot of money there. He's going to swap over into a Raven. He absolutely loves that Raven. This is, of course, all played on the balance patch, guys. The test patch, and on the new map pool as well, as most tournaments are swapping to that at the moment. And of course, Katowice is going to be played on at the World Championship coming up in just a few weeks' time. 2 gates, a Robo, finally up to the 3rd and 4th gas. Is herO hitting a slight supply block? But he desperately needs that gas if he's going to be going Phoenix Colossus style. Adepts walk in and do shade backwards. Only 1 Marine in the bunker, so not really doing much damage to those Adepts. Second and third barracks. As they land on these tech labs, you're going to see stim shields and a potential 8-minute push timing for Byun in this game. Could be as late as 8 minutes 20, I would imagine, but stim doesn't take all that long. It's just that he's not going to have too many medevacs or anything for a while. He needs to build a few more reactors for the factory and the starport. He's holding off on those for the moment, prioritizing stim, shields, and +1 upgrades. Notice +1 starts. There's stim. And he's going to go reactor, reactor. Shields is going to be the last of these to queue one up. A few Marauders coming out now as well. He's going to mix up that composition. The Immortal, fantastic at dealing with those. And herO is going to take a third base out to the left side. I always wonder with this style if anyone's going to bring back the old Sky Toss version of it. So basically, people used to do this style and they'd never go past 2 gateways. And then they would sometimes build a second robo, but more often than not, just build an extra Stargate. They'd get up to like 15 Phoenix, harass a lot with them, and then just go straight into either Tempests or Carriers and just try to turtle up and survive. The problem that style had was defending your 4th base was near impossible because you were just so immobile. Observer keeps coming in, sets up in pervert mode on the left side. That'll give him some good info. Should see when the 3rd command center goes down, but there's a Raven back there. You don't want to go too deep. He's wondering where the army is right now. Oh, okay. The Widowmine tracked onto him for a second. Will the Raven see him? I don't think Byun realizes there's the Observer right there. herO kind of sees what's going on, and he wants to dive that Raven. He wants to dive it super hardcore. And he baits it with the Observer. The Observer acts as bait there, but he didn't target the Raven correctly. And so he almost loses a Phoenix. He almost gets the Raven, but Raven Viking can get mass repaired real quick. 3rd command center starts up here. And remember, I was saying about 8 minutes 15 even might be the timing. That Byun hits. Well, I think it's time for him to move out on this map and force these Phoenix home. He's just a little bit afraid of letting them get a bunch of harassment damage, but seems to have ferried them away, at least for the moment. Behind us, the 1st Colossus is out. Extended Thermal Lance from the 2nd Colossus almost here as well. And it seems like the Raven's being so well positioned by Byun that it's all safe. But 3rd command center is not being constructed right now. Big mistake for Byun. He does not realize. I don't know how that happened, guys. Because I don't even think the Phoenix picked that guy up. And Widowmine is burrowed there. He's got 2 Widowmines burrowed, but the Observer sees it. No way the Phoenix goes in there. Cyclone Viking getting some damage. He needs a Colossus on the 3rd, but his 2nd one's not out just yet, which means Byun can just stim to the left side. Oh, the Raven does go down, but not before the anti-armor missile launches. Battery Overcharge is a very good ability here. I think he could have maybe dived to the left and got a bunch of probes on the way out, but didn't want to accidentally trap himself or anything like that. Phoenix picking up the Widowmine before it can burrow. Byun is in trouble. He's finally building that 3rd command center behind this, but that must have been a full minute. At least 30-40 seconds of build time he lost on that command center. 2nd Stargate goes down. No way. He's doing it. herO is going to play the full turtle style, guys. Wow. I did not. This seems like one of those moments where it's like cast or watched the game before and planned. I have like my little notes next to me of things to like predict to sound smart, like I knew they were going to happen ahead of time. I mean, some of you won't believe me, but I swear I haven't seen these games at all. I actually have no idea what happens in them. But yeah, the Forge will allow you to build cannons. He can start thinking about a 4th base, which looks like he might take that in the top left. And with only 2 gateways, he's getting +1 ground though. Wait, no, he's not going to go double Stargate Phoenix just into Charge Archon on the ground. Yes, he is. Oh my god, this is such a weird style. I don't know, man. This is just it's a weird build. It's a very weird build. I do think herO's doing pretty well economically, but on the other hand, I mean, Byun's going to saturate this 3rd basically instantly. He's building Ghosts as well, which of course get rid of the Phoenix's ability to help in the ground battle. Fleet Beacon's on the way, so he's going to go charge and ground and air upgrades, and he's going to get carriers, I think, after the Phoenix, or maybe just go Phoenix range first of all. But Fleet Beacon is a 500 resource structure. It is the most expensive tech structure in the game. It is ridiculously expensive. It takes a long time to build as well, 43 seconds. Obviously nowhere near as long as like a Spire, but still very, very long. A few more gateways coming down. Charge should be starting up in a moment. Disruptor as well. Yep, Charge goes down. It's such an odd mix of units, but herO is such a Chaos Master. I definitely see him as one of the guys that can do okay with it. Even, I guess, with just 4 gateways, you want to get Charge eventually because you made so many Zealots to tank for you. Now, there's only 1 starport. That could be an issue. He's going for a 4th command center. And he's missing a bit of Viking production, but I think if Byun went double starport reactor Viking, might have had a better shot at this. Cannon, 3 batteries, and the front 4th base. So his army can kind of defend in one central area and be close to every single base at once. But without much vision out there. herO doesn't necessarily know this army's coming. The army could dart in, pick off some of the static, and get on out of there. Second engineering bay and armory. He will be adding his own upgrades. Phoenix range is about 20 seconds from it being done. These Phoenix do have shield batteries to heal them. Nexus isn't done, which means no battery overcharge available here. And the battery overcharge is nerfed in this patch. Vikings are a little more microable. Their damage point was reduced, so they actually can move and shoot just a little smoother. Already one EMP has gone down. Another EMP lands, hitting most of the Phoenix. Oh, the fourth base goes down. I think Byun might just have him positionally charged, not quite finished. And the Phoenix have already taken a beating. I think he should battery overcharge and heal himself up, and then look to retake the base. But definitely just hanging back, defending, looking for the splash damage on the clumped up Bio. This is the style you see, and it's a style where, what did I say earlier? It's so hard, near impossible to defend a fourth base. We're getting to see it in action. It's just like, if Byun's calm, methodical, tactical, he can take a fourth and get a second starport as well. Still, I think is very important, because those Phoenix, there's 13 Phoenix, there's only 5 Vikings. So as the Colossus count grows, you really don't have an answer to them with such a big advantage of Phoenix in the skies. And if you don't have an answer to the Colossus other than just Marine, Marauder, Ghost, that of course relies on fantastic splits first, the Disruptors, and maybe getting enough surface area that you can find your way in. The Phoenix doesn't quite see this army. He's going to go for a bit of a doom drop there. 4 medevacs going into the main base. He's going to unload straight into that main base. No recall energy available in the main. Ooh, EMP makes sure that there's none of that left. And the Bio is stimming here. EMP on the Phoenix. He's going to try and pick it up with the Phoenix and take out the Marines and Marauders, but a lot of Phoenix as well as 18 probes have gone down. This is devastating damage, and even one of the pylons going down, powering the carrier production. These Marines are going to fall. He's going to push on the left side as well. The main base going to lose all its workers. The fourth base is going to be sniped. How many Phoenix did he lose there? 11 Phoenix and 20 probes, not to mention one of his carriers has been halted in the middle of production. Oh, man. I mean, herO basically has to go counter all in. Byun should pull back. He shouldn't still be out here, because if he loses a fight, that's like, it's not a good time to fight. He should basically just pull back a little, wait for a bit more reinforcements. It should all be about taking the correct engagement, because herO still has a very big army. Even though herO lost a lot of Phoenix, all of his ground army is still intact. Better upgrades are going to be ready for Byun in 30 seconds, but he's got to be careful right here, right now. This is still a scary army. And the Disruptors just only shave off a single Marine. The Cyclone locking onto the carrier, doing crazy damage. The carrier almost falls there. The Phoenix taking some big damage as well. I think small trades like this are good for Byun. As long as he avoids a big clash where he could get wiped, small trades are good, because herO's army is going to catch up because he's got supply left, whereas Byun, with a much healthier economy, isn't going to have that issue. Now he's going to pick up and do a quad drop in the main again. A lot of Phoenix ready to intercept. They could, with their +1, shoot down these medevacs pretty quickly. Okay, army on the front just kind of distracting right now. And the drop goes in. The Phoenix pulled back to the front. It worked! He pulled him out of position again! And there we go. The Bio, almost all of it stimming. He did miss the 3 Marauders on the bottom with that box click, but you can see it's doing pretty well. He doesn't have any Marines this time, so the Phoenix actually doing all right. Oh, and he dives on the balls at the front! 4 Disruptors go down. The Vikings shooting the carriers. He's going to take out 1 carrier and then quickly pull back and get out of there. And I think that's just a good enough trade, because he wins the fight in the main base. I mean, the army comes back down here, defends the 3rd, but herO's just getting picked apart in this super turtley style, which, to be honest, I've seen Byun lose to it when like Trigger and a few other players did it in the past. It's just not all that much now. Look at that depowered symbol, guys. I wonder if this is Ali's mod that this was played on, or some other mod with some cool advanced observing features that I don't usually see. Phoenix trying to deal with this, probes being pulled, but Byun just playing a masterclass. Very clean, calm, and collected. herO started the series with something wildly different, and it did not work out. Alright, a rough game 1, but we're going into a bit of a weird map that might favor his oddball playstyle. herO in the top left side, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, and he's going to be walling off the Reaper Ledge on the south there. His opponent in the bottom right, Shopify Rebellion's Byun. Now, this map is fascinating because you've got those gold minerals down here next to your natural that you can mine out with just 2 trips to open up that area. But if they're not opened up, and so far I've seen players ignoring it, if like tanks get sieged down there, they can reach a lot of mining, do a big amount of damage. Of course, with buildings being placed here, tank push on this side can be good. A lot of Protoss players take this base out the front, and you've also got to be wary that tank sieged there can cut off this entire area. And definitely I always talk about tank spots on the maps just because they're the most extreme siege unit, but you can apply a lot of those same philosophies to lurker pushes, sometimes disruptor sieges when you're looking at choke points specifically, and liberators as well. So the siege tank, of course, just the longest range ground siege unit in the game at 13. Actually, I don't think there's a unit with longer range. Obviously, you can count Swarmos because they can throw their units from afar. But in terms of just direct attack range, it's 13. A lurker with full upgrades is 10. And I don't think there's anything that comes that close. Tempest, I believe, has 10 anti-ground range and 15 anti-air range, if memory serves. Maybe 14 anti-air range, actually. herO thinking about mining the minerals, but he changes his mind. Interesting. Oh, no, he just wanted to build the pylon. He will start mining that open. So it looks like he's just going to take this third, open this up. Not a bad idea. Now, these might look like purple rich gases, guys. That's just the way the gas looks, I believe, when it's out in the fog of war. Or actually, it's just a different... Oh, it must be just different based on the ground tile set. It looks kind of purple there, whereas these ones look all Protoss-y. Very interesting. Never noticed that before. It's going to be a factory follow-up here to the Marine opening. So Marine into a quick factory reactor. Byun playing very blind, but this gets you your factory up significantly faster, 10 to 15 seconds quicker, which means earlier potential Hellion Scouts, Widow Mine drops, earlier Starport, earlier Raven, all that good stuff. herO going to be going for a Twilight Council on the natural, interestingly. Doesn't want to expose that there on the edge of the main, nor give it up for scouting. You see these gold minerals getting mined out. For that third base, letting those probes get ready to return those minerals. We've got, of course, the Starport behind this. The Hellion, usually the first scouting unit of Byun when he does this build, likes to just send that across, dive it in, see what it can see. And it's a worthy sacrifice to see what the tech is. Knowing if it's Twilight or Stargate is absolutely crucial. herO. Oh, he did leave an opening there. He's left a tiny opening on the right side of this wall. He also has not scouted, so it's a game of the blind boys. 3-gate Blink is going to be the play here for herO. So not quite the commitment of a 4-gate, and also he's going to lack the early Robo for high ground vision. I would imagine the Robo goes down soon, but it's definitely a delayed Robo and a delayed Observer. Won't be coming across for a little while. There we go. Starts that at 3 minutes 20. Marines, Widow Mine's coming on out. Byun looks like he's going to go for his most vanilla style. Double Widow Mine drop into Raven Harass, into a potential 3-Rex push. Stalker pushes back the Hellion. Does see the 4th gateway going down, though. And that's a really good scout for Byun. So Byun's going to know, get straight into siege tanks after this. And indeed, the tech lab goes down on the factory. I wouldn't be surprised to see a tech lab on the starport as well. Medevac is out. Yep, tech lab on the starport. Widow Mine drop moves forward, but Adept's going to spot it. And that's a big boost for herO. He could even move a Stalker forwards to try to intercept it. It's a very risky play to do so, of course. Because if that Medevac changes paths, then it's hard to intercept unless your Adept Shade sees where it is. Byun is getting chased this way and that. He's going to try and boost north, but you got to be careful, man. His Hellion sees where those Stalkers are. The mind games right now. herO doesn't know where he is. Oh, herO finds him. herO finds him. Hellion's going to try to run in. Stalkers say, no, 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 naughty, naughty. And that Medevac drop. If I were him, I'd probably go to the very top right corner and then try to come that way. Yep, Byun smart. Byun smart boy. What can I say? I feel a little proud of myself just for having, the thought to do what Byun also thought to do. I'm like, wow, I made a decision that's not terrible in TVP. Normally my TVP is a very basic style. I like to pick very simple styles because I get a bit confused by all the big brain antics that these players have to focus on. Now, the double bunker at the front is huge, but the main is very open for that potential blink in. Prism and Observer are way behind, so we can't blink in the main just yet. Oh, man. I think this is a solid setup. I really feel like herO needs to take a new base, but he's playing like Parting. Pylon finishes. He's got 12 Stalkers, all of them on the front line. He's just going to YOLO the Siege tank. Adept Shades in, and that tank shot only hits a single Stalker. Oh, man, he gets a Stalker. Gets that for only one Adept. But, oh, while he was distracted, the Widow Mines just cleared 10 probes. Byun sieges the tank in the perfect position. That's really safe. Yes, the Stalkers can still harass your mineral line, but there's no way to die right now, and that's the important thing. He needs to make sure he gets out in front of these siege tanks and is ready to drop auto turrets and fight this. Oh, the Zealot tanks the first tank shot. Oh my god, the Zealot. does so well there. He's trying to unload all of his Marines SCVs to try and help fight this. The Stalkers are doing so good. He's going to have to Widowmine drop on the other side and maybe, just maybe, barely hold. He's still got 10 Marines firing from the back. herO's starting to lose a lot of Stalkers. 7 Stalkers did end up going down, but the next tank only now is barely out. Widowmine drop coming back in. Byun, you need to get that dropping. 1 in each mineral line seems to be the way to go right now. But he's F2'd at home. He's in panic mode. The Marines, the tank there doing what they can do. The SCVs coming on forward. The Stalkers blink in. They don't one-shot it. 1 Stalker lagged behind, and he loses a lot of Stalkers for that one. The Widowmine drop gets F2'd home again. If that Widowmine drop was killing herO's economy, this might be a winning situation for Byun. But as it is, he's barely surviving. He really is barely surviving. The Widowmine drop's going to go back in now. Remember, herO does not have a third. herO is super duper committed. The tank is going to siege in the main base. He's got SCVs, Marines, Marauders. I don't think you can commit to this herO, but herO's got Widowmines about to smash him back at home. 12 more probes just went down on the other side of the map. Oh man, doesn't matter though. If he can kill the tank in every unit, maybe he can still win. herO, he's got to get out, get out, get out. He's killed 28 SCVs. Both players' economies in shambles. He's got to A-move his probes. He should have killed those Widowmines during that, but instead they're going to be able to get it in again. 4 more Zealots. The Stalkers are blinking into a red point Marauder. That means he's losing all of his Stalkers. Every Stalker goes down, but he kills another 12 SCVs. And the slow Zealots are actually doing a surprisingly good job. Byun unable to keep that Marauder alive there. The Widowmine drop is once again getting F2'd home here, but it looks like Byun holds on 29 probes versus 19 SCVs, and herO will not stop. Micro. These Widowmines need to go in. He can kill herO's economy. If he can survive the Stalker wave, Byun can absolutely do it. He loses the medevac though. Stim is almost done, but not quite, and there we go. Does get rid of those units for now, but not without heavy losses. Widowmine drop comes back in. And of course, yet again, Byun is going to go for the boomies, but this time, herO wins the little multitasking war. And that is going to be very nice for him. That Widowmine does get a shot, damages its own medevac though. He's going to have to go back in 30 seconds to do it again. New tank is almost out, but it's not here just yet. Oh man, I've got to question Byun building 2 bunkers at the front, but nothing in the main base. We've got to question that choice with where this game's got to at this point. That tank way too far forward. He's just going to siege it there. Because why not? Big shot on the Stalkers. That's going to be huge. Widowmine drop wants to come in right now. I think Byun has actually weathered the scariest part. He's got Stim. He's able to build medevacs one at a time if he can find the cash for it. The Widowmine drop's going to come back in. He sells the bunker, starts more Marines, more SCVs. Oh, the Widowmine drop's going to go down. So he recalls the Stalkers, cleans up the Widowmine drop. herO has decided, okay, I think maybe I can transition out of this game. He's gone for an Observer right now. I thought this was going to end one way or the other, but it seems like it was an even enough trade that it's playable for herO. But because there's Stim Bio out, I always feel that the Protoss is at the disadvantage if they don't have any splash damage tech or an extra base, and he doesn't have either of those. So just having a 7 worker advantage, not that great, and that's why things like this Stalker harassment is pretty much essential for him to find some damaged Stalkers on the front poked in. And here we go. He's just going to hang behind there until he actually gets evicted, picking off more Marines, SCVs, mining time, and mining time on 4 separate mules. That's actually massive. That was about 20 seconds of mining lost on 4 mules. That adds up to about 250 minerals, a massive amount of minerals, 1/3 of each. Each mule mines 225 minerals in its life. So yeah, quick maths, I don't know. It's like 70 minerals basically, 75 minerals times 3. So yeah, about 225 minerals or so just got lost from the mule mining alone, not to mention the SCVs and the Marines he picked off. So the Stalker mobility is doing really well, and I've got to wonder why Byun hasn't built a Viking yet. I get he needs medevacs, but after those medevacs, getting a Viking out does seem like the play here. The bio all so heavily damaged, but tanks are stabilizing. Are they though? herO is such a dirty boy. He gets in there, takes out not only the tank, but the bunker and 2 Marines. Oh, such a filthy effective move. Blinking back the Reddit point Stalkers that are sitting up there almost like bait. The Prism is probably going to go back in and hit the main since he's got him so occupied over here. herO is just getting so many good trades for free. With only 1 tank, no bunkers left, he can't get rid of him. The Observer finally goes down, but now I think herO is in the lead. I think herO's ahead of that curve. He's going up to 8 gateways there. You can see he's already on 7 with 3 more going down. Yeah, 9 gateways. Stalkers go in the main. He loses a Stalker that time, but gets another couple of Marines. And this is very frustrating for Byun. He's going to build a 3rd command center, but of course not as fluid is Terran as the other races. The other races can a bit more smoothly swap between aggression and macro. Terran, it takes a little bit longer for these things to build up. So interruptions like what herO's been doing have a compounding effect. Okay, 2 medevacs at the front, 2 medevacs in the main right now. Going to give him some healing. The new observer sees everything right now. And he does scan it, sees it. Good eyeballs there for Byun. Being a bit too obvious with those was herO, who's going mass zealots right now. herO's still playing an all-in style. I mean, I say all in, he drops a 4th and a forge. Never mind. He's still playing a very aggressive style. I should really just only use all in for extreme all-ins, but he is going for it. He's going to take out the tank. The zealots go in there and gets the tank in a few bio and then quickly pulls back, of course, unable to get in on top of the rest of them. And just grabs another marine and blinks back. He's got to be careful against that much stim bio. +1 weapons, concussive shells on the way. 4th and 5th barracks as well as that 3rd command center. He's now rotating back to just Stalker. Harassment on the front. Damaging some units, draining the medevac energy. Tries to go for the zealot drop. Byun has an 8 marine drop. Almost snags the medevac, but not quite. And herO, he's got a 4th base coming up. He's only up a handful of probes. But notice he's very mineral focused. Only on 3 gases in total. He's going to go for a Robo Bay and a 4th gas behind this. Adding an Immortal, realizing this is going to get to a very big fight. Another observer gets scanned and taken out. He just keeps replacing them. Does herO, trying to see everything that goes on. A Stalker does get away. I don't think a Stalker actually died there. He's lost 25 Stalkers this game. It's been an absolute bloodbath between both of them. Another Marine gets picked off. Even more units getting damaged. Those medevacs are so low on energy. These Marines in a turret ready to defend the main base. There's observers everywhere though. Look at the vision for herO. herO sees everything that's going on right now. And that 4th base coming up. He's even adding a 5th gas geyser. He's got the gases spread across his bases so that it's kind of diversified a little bit. Stalkers pick off a Widow Mine. Observer's going to try to reposition because he thinks, okay, now you know you could scan here to kill an Observer. I'll move up there north a little bit. And this just feels like a Terran who's locked in his corner. Despite that, herO does not have a big economy advantage. He doesn't have a big army advantage. The upgrades are in the lead for Byun right now. He's going to try and catch him with a surprise stimmy for the win. He gets a Stalker, gets 2, gets 3, 4. Okay, 3 Stalkers going down. Slow Zone does save his bacon. Zealot Drop's going to come in on the 3rd base. He knows he's covering the main. But he says, hey, you just moved out of position. Let's drop that base. Prism's got to be careful, though. Oh, he's flying over other Marines. That's real risky. Decides to drop some Zealots to save the Prism. Ends up only losing 1 Zealot and having the Prism damaged a little. Not too bad. More Zealots waiting for run by potential. First Colossus is almost out. Adding more gateways. He's going up to a 10 gateway count. Another Stalker goes down there. Byun's starting to punish these Stalkers, man. They're so fragile. That Stalker harass is always a bit of a dicey play. Widowmine looks like it barely survives there. Prism's going to go down with 3 Zealots inside. Great move by Byun. Shuts it down. If he just pulls back and cleans up his natural, I think he's doing it all right. On the other hand, I think herO's just trying to buy time to get up his 2nd and 3rd Colossus. He's got 2 Immortals and 1 Colossus. Byun's not going to give him that time. Byun's going to start pushing. And herO tries to slow him down up there. Goes for a bit of a Guardian Shield. The Stalkers try to come forward, but so many Zealots getting tagged by the Mass Marauder. And that makes things really hard for herO, who's already bled out most of his Zealot front line. 2nd Colossus will be here momentarily. Notice he does have extended thermal lance. 2nd Robo's on the way, so he wants to get into those units, but he has no more backstabs available. Oh, double scan has to be used to kill the Observer. Man, these Observers have really been draining his mineral, and he's still got one on the right side. Byun has got to be very much annoyed by the fact that herO sees every move he's doing. He's not able to do much. herO does need to get forward, though. He shouldn't be so far back. You want to fight in front with the battery overcharge. Otherwise, that can just get clicked down. Great EMPs! Absolutely massive EMPs. Battery overcharge gets clicked down. That's what I was worried about. herO may have messed up by letting that happen, but the Colossus not going to die to the Vikings. The Zealot Stalker, Immortal Colossus coming forward. The force fields pushing Byun back. And the Stalker's going to try and chase him down. Despite all that, despite the 15 worker advantage, Byun has a big scary boy army on the front lines. I don't know if there's enough meat and potatoes for herO to defend. He's got a lot of fancy units in small numbers, but not in the big numbers you'd like just yet. On the other hand, the medevac energy is low, and that bio is all over stimmed. Stalkers bait out that shot. They are going to take out that Widow Mine. Byun does not have an armory. He does not have a 4th command center. He is pushing hard off of his 3 bases. And he can maybe play for a while longer, but the upgrades are going to catch up for herO soon as his +2 finishes. He's adding disruptors. That count is growing. I don't know if herO remembered to control group his 2nd Robo. Looks like he did. He's building observers. He's really focusing on map vision. This new map pool's quite big. Map vision is more important than ever. And he keeps the 4th base alive, hangs on. If herO can expand to a 5th base now, he'll continue to build on that advantage, whilst Byun is doubling down on the 3 base play. Gets a Stalker there, does Byun. Very nicely done. herO's still posturing at the front line. Byun, he's got a sensor tower, so he sees exactly what's happening. Keeps the medevac alive. Looks like this base is very low on the natural, as is the main base. So Byun's mining is really hurt here. Oh, herO wasn't looking. Oh no, herO. He was basically, remember, Byun was so committed. He needs to force field and get out of there. Force field there would be huge right now. herO needs to buy himself time, but he lost 2 Colossus. Those disruptors are in the open. This disruptor on the left side could save his day, but he's already lost the other disruptors. That disruptor's going to go down as well. herO, it looked like he was in a position to start sealing the deal, but instead, he's breaking the rocks in the middle of the map, gets jumped on by a Byun that desperately needed a good fight, and he finds just that. Removes so much of the complexity of the Protoss army and then calmly pulls back. He knows he needs time to heal off these medevacs. He's very wounded right now. herO doesn't want to give him that time. And herO's going to force him to stim just to try to run away one more time. And now herO backs off, waits for the stim to wear off, and then goes in again. Notice he's staying on the edge, trying to just find him. The moment the stim wears off, he says, you're going to have to stim all your units deep into the red. And Byun is suffering so much self-inflicted harm. The Vikings are going to take out the Colossus, but dude, the stims really wore him down. Disruptors can always cover herO's retreat or try to support his offense. But Byun stims forward, gets one of those disruptors. The other one's there. The Zealots do some good damage. The sentries in pretty low numbers. I think Byun's army is so weak, it might just get overwhelmed by the Zealot rally. This is so hard to see how this is going to go. Trying to relentlessly pursue him and hunt him down. He doesn't want to let this army heal up. herO wants to capitalize on it right now. He realizes this is the window where that army's weak. Every second that goes by, those 8 medevacs heal up a significant amount of that army. One Stalker goes down to a Widowmine. The Vikings are landed. It feels like Byun has survived. He's got his main lifted out here to a new base, which was so important. Remember how low those minerals were. That's going to get his income back to a much better spot. Oh, he doesn't quite get the disruptor, but a hot pickup saves a bunch of units. Loses maybe only 2 Marauders. A bit of a boost, and some of the medevacs tank a bit of the damage. The Ghost coming in. Nice EMPs as well. Disruptor shot lands on a Viking and a Marauder. Apologies for the camera angle. We're going to try and go on this one. I know it's a little awkward, but it's better than the last one. Double disruptor does go down there to the bio. SCVs have been pulled here by Byun. The SCVs are getting hammered down right now. Disruptor shot does get pulled back at the last second. herO is at 67 workers, and he's got that fresh 4th. But lifting the base out extends Byun's life in this game, and it gives him renewed hope and vigor for the next stage. herO, though, he's got double Colossus coming out. When those rejoin the army, that's going to be a very useful bonus helping him out. Disruptor sitting just outside his sensor tower vision, ready for the sneaky ball coming out from the flank. Stalkers annoy you. You chase the Stalkers, a ball lands on your face. That's the game that herO is playing as he moves out to take a 5th. Byun's doing a very good job of staying alive on not that much economy. No continued upgrades, no continued tech. Oh, the Disruptor! Oh, he barely clicks it down in time, does he? Byun. Byun with a very ballsy decision to do that. Pun absolutely intended. Another Disruptor just sliding off 1 or 2 of these Marauders from the edge each time they land. And of course, herO are happy to back off from there. 5th base getting up is a huge problem. With 2 Colossus, he needs Vikings. He starts Viking production again. But that's going to be a while till he rebuilds it. Stalkers come in and smack down one of the medevacs, of which there are 10. So there is an immense amount of healing in this army. +2 attack for Protoss, 1/1 for the Terran. EMP is going to need to land on those Zealots and Stalkers, I think. EMP hits a few Stalkers, not as many as you would hope. Remember, there is no enhanced radius upgrade, so whilst the EMPs start bigger, they don't do as giant hits. Oh, speak of giant hits, Disruptor lands on the bio there. Disruptor does fall. Marine Marauder going after it. Another Disruptor does go down. He's going to go forwards. Colossus gets focused by the Marauders. Cute focus fire, but it comes at a big cost. It means stepping into the arms of the Zealots, the Stalkers, the Immortal, and taking a bit more damage than you do when you're retreating and stutter stepping backwards. The supply now looking massively in herO's favor. His 5th base is up and mining. A new wave of Zealots joins in, and it feels like Byun is on his last legs. A couple of Vikings not going to be able to take the Colossus down that quickly. The Marauders and Marines all a little damaged, low on medevac energy. And as the Zealot count grows, it's just so scary for this bio army. Oh no, the Stalkers get caught out. Big win for Byun there, tying up the supply a little bit, getting closer to even. Can he do anything with it though? Ends up stimming his whole army just for 1 Zealot there. Not super worth. Disruptors are coming in. Byun still desperately needs to overwhelm, but he's just not finding the avenue. The way herO's engaging here is just a relentless forcing of stims, landing splash damage, and not over chasing. I can't state enough just how impressed I am with how he's playing this game. herO, an absolute monster. Does take a bit of splash damage from that Widowmine. Not the most perfect cleanup on that one, but we'll allow it. He's on 5 base. Of course, Byun is not. Income tab That's the last 10 minutes almost completely herO favored in income. And whilst that's not completely unusual, it really was that big surprise engagement that allowed Byun to stay in this game. And now, though, he's defending against Disruptor Colossus. His opponent has the better ranged army. The balls go down. Great focus fire by Byun. He dives forward and takes him out. But the Zealots, he can't stand and fight with the Zealot Immortal. And the Stalkers there just going to keep on skirmishing, baiting out stims, all this sorts of stuff. The one Colossus in the back is up to 12 kills. He's going to try and chase it, but he realizes with his stim wearing out, that is not going to work. He's got to pull back. Widowmine on the left side could get a surprise hit, but herO's watching as always. Takes out yet another Widowmine. This one there as well. Another Widowmine getting gunned down. Byun really trying to get these big Widowmine surprise hits to land on the Zealots. Just isn't quite finding them. herO is way too aware of those little divots in the ground that you can see when you are near those Widowmines. He's going to rotate back to the right side, and once again you can see there's a little mark on the ground. Obviously it shows up when it's firing as well. Loses a unit that time around. Excuse me. Loses a unit that time around, but these units go down the left. Byun, I am amazed at his ability to survive. I think it's looking pretty bleak for him, but we saw him catch a Protoss army off guard before. herO is justifiably playing very cautiously. Natural Expand getting taken out there. Looks like he's trying to go in. One of the Disruptors goes down. Great Widowmine on the Zealots. Another Disruptor falls. The Colossus is relatively low. Ooh, this is a huge fight for Byun. If he wins this game, it would be absolute madness. I don't think it's particularly likely, though. Remember, whenever he goes after the Colossus, the Zealots suddenly are way more effective because they're actually able to land a lot of hits. Zealot Stalker in the natural also causing a bit of a ruckus. herO's going to cause some issues there for Byun on the defense. A very good trade here for herO. Really nicely done. Snipe plus the bio plus the Widowmines chase him back. Ooh, another great Widowmine in the top right. The army advantage is up 18 for Byun right now. herO is struggling, and somehow he's got 3 bases. Look, he's moved to take the middle base. Does Byun? He's dropping mules. He's just dropped 5 mules. That's another 1,000 minerals over the next minute that they'll mine, which is, of course, another 20 Marines or 10 Marauders. He's still got 7 Ghosts. He's still got a big army. Byun is showing a sort of unkillable aura, similar to something we see from herO normally. I never thought I'd be looking at him playing this sort of game so well from behind, but much like herO, he's looking like you just can't kill him no matter how far ahead you are. And he's actually got the army supply advantage. He's going to catch the Disruptors. He gets rid of one Disruptor. The Colossus is going to get a few hits off before the Vikings take it out. The Marauders and the Vikings do finish it off there. The Stalker's running home. And oh my lord, I cannot believe this. herO, maybe he should have been using a War Prism. He definitely should be using more backstabs because the rally is so sloppy. But the Widowmine count's making it hard for him to do that. Because anytime he goes for a backstab, if he doesn't have an observer there, the Widowmines are just a huge problem. I can't believe Byun is pushing through right now, looking to deny the 6th base. Byun on 3 command centers all game long just keeps lifting them to new bases. This is a ridiculous situation to be in, but a Disruptor does finally land on his face, getting some units shaved off one more time. A Zealot run by will go across the map. I think that's absolutely the right move for herO. I also wonder where DT tech is. At any point, if he gets a few DTs, there is no answer to it. There's no turrets. There's only 3 orbitals. All of their money's being spent on mules. That is such a huge weapon. In a scrappy game, the Dark Templar is the best unit ever, and herO has simply not thought about it. He's been under so much pressure from Byun. It hasn't occurred to him. The Zealots do get some SCVs. Oh no, he blows his load. He's got a recall out, but he leaves a Disruptor and a few Zealots behind, which is of course not great. Does lose a few Stalkers before they can recall as well. Oh, herO is throwing away way too many units. Diving in there, cornering himself, and blowing his wad all in one triple burst from the Disruptors. A huge mistake in my opinion. Yes, he's taking a new 6th base on the left side, but he's out of minerals. He's only got the top right, so he's on 1.5 base minerals. And that is huge, because I think Byun might even have an income advantage. Definitely when he drops mules, he does. Dude, what in the heck is happening right now? I can't believe it. If Byun brings this game back, that will be devastating for herO psychologically in this best of 5 grand finals. Oh my lord. I mean, honestly, he's going to need the Red Cross for his spirit after this game. He is going to need some help. But can he fight back? There's still 2 Disruptors in there. Big balls can absolutely change the pace of this game. But Byun is just relentless, pushing in, pushing out. Oh, a giant ball lands. But he's got so many more units behind it. Byun with an unlimited supply of bio. Who needs SCVs when you have mules and the power of perfect micro? The units lost tab so massively in favor of Byun. herO cannot be happy with that game. All right, down but not out. He's going to be frustrated after that last game. He just could not find the right engagements to save his life. Great bio usage for his opponent. Let's see what herO can do differently this time around. Thought he had engineered himself a win. Unfortunately, didn't work out. Byun going to be going for the double gas opening. Very nice way to start up with some aggression as we are on Ancient Cistern. A very pretty map. I do enjoy this one. You've got plants waving in the wind, little flowers, and of course, water getting flowing out of the main bases. If you come around here as well to fuel these gardens with, of course, the nutritious lifeblood of the map, the water just flowing absolutely everywhere. Now, gateway into Cybercore in the bottom side, and a Nexus. So, Nexus after core. And here, he's not going to go pylon on the low ground. He's going to go, the high ground pylon. Cute thing about the high ground pylon is you can still build a shield battery like here, I think. It's somewhere close enough that you can defend if you get bunker rushed. But it allows you to also just build your tech and everything a bit safer on the high ground. Or you could even build a backup wall up here as well. Players did do a quick pause there. And unpaused. Of course, I'm casting this from the replays. Quick shout out for Red Cross once again, guys. If you guys really do want to support the tournament, please check out that Matcherino down below. Get your hands on the replays and make a donation to a good cause at the same time. So thanks alphaRex for letting us cast these games and letting us all purchase the replays as well and support something good at the same time. Looks like we've got Reaper, Hellion, multiple on the way. Command Center does start on the natural expansion, and it's Stalkers, multiple Stalkers. herO. You know what's big brain? Where you go 2 Stalkers into Phoenix, but of course not in this case. Oh, he's gonna go Robo. Okay, hero's changing up. This has been gaining popularity recently. People going just straight Robo, getting full vision with observers in the early game, and then going straight into like 2-base Colossus, taking a third. They don't have Blink, they don't have Phoenix, so drop harass can definitely get the better of them, but people aren't that focused on drop harass these days, number one. Number two, they don't know that you don't have that anti-air until a bit later in the game, unless they come in and see the Robo straight away. Okay, really good scouting for Byun, and there's no reason for him to try to do damage. Pulls out, goes in, should get out of there. Oh, he gets a probe? No way. Grenade here. Doesn't even need to. I like the way he keeps just running away, because like the Hellion's going to dive in, so he pairs up the pressure, and the Reapers run in along with that. Oh, this is really good pairing up of his units. He gets 4 or 5 probes, and he's going to lose one more, I think. Oh my gosh! A Hellion for 5 probes, an amazing trade for Byun. And it is looking like this man may indeed be getting his Stomp Hammer out. Now, I've talked in the past about how herO is the better player than Byun on average, but despite that, Byun has a very favored win rate versus him historically. There's just something about Byun and herO and the matchup between the two where Byun seems to know how to deal with herO and all of his tricks, all of his antics. And, oh, Reapers are there. He spots him. Finally going to get better revenge. One of the Reapers will go down. You did your job well. Observer flies across the map. He does see a drop heading towards his main. The Reaper's not a big threat. And he's only got 4 Stalkers. And hitting a big supply block on 46 here is herO. So he's not able to build probes or anything right now. Definitely not the most optimal build. Until he hasn't practiced it as much. And, ooh, Reaper gets 1 more probe before going down. Kind of frustrating. Now that drop veers back to the left side. He sees it going there. The Stalker should be on the natural, but he's way out of position. Oh, he didn't notice the medevac change angle. So he's going to let this drop get in. Oh, that's very frustrating. At least he can focus down the Widow Mine before it can fire with the help of that Observer. But another 3 probes. This is a disastrous opening. 8 probes going down already when you don't really have any mobility with this 3-gate Robo opening. Oh, on these maps, the dead space in these areas is actually really hard to get quite right. There you go. Perfectly placed medevac. Does keep those Stalkers pinned. Now, a bunch of tanks, marines, and a Liberator coming forward. The Observer sees this, so herO should realize what's up. Build a shield battery out front. He's already making an Immortal. It's going to help him shut this down. And the thing is, for Byun, I know the idea of pushing here is really cool. Get up a push there. If he brought SCVs to build bunkers, maybe I can see it working. But the problem with this sort of push is they see it coming always. A Robo first player sees things like this, so they're so well prepared. And that's why Byun's going to get caught out. herO's going to try and jump on him here. Byun needs to get out of there right now. Byun is still pushing as if he has the right to be pushing right now. And I guess he's using it partially as a distraction, but a lot of Marines are falling. Liberator Siege is up in the main. The drop in the natural also keeping 3 Stalkers pinned there. The Liberator's going to do some good damage. Looks like his main army will pull back, which I think is absolutely the right call. Liberator getting 5 probes. herO with a bit of a slow response there. And yet again, the economy getting butchered, man. He could have sieged on that Stalker if he wanted to. And he should focus fire the probes. He gets 1 more, 2 more. And it looks like just 2 more probes there. Tank does go down to the Stalkers. Remember, these are not Blink Stalkers. They still beat unupgraded Marines and tanks in the open ground. More Marines and tanks are coming down. Auto turret could do some damage here. Oh, the Raven. Don't lose the Raven. Oh, man, a lot of Stalkers ended up dying in the tail end of that fight, as does the Observer. And even more probes going down to this Marine drop on the 3rd that managed to boost in over the Stalker and get that one out. The Immortal's chasing the tank, but he's going to go down. Oh, herO getting way too horny there. Goes a little bit too deep and does get punished for it. The Immortal not able to get the tank. What an absolutely hilarious poop shoot of a game this one is, guys. This is just crazy. This whole series has been wild. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Now, Byun's going to go for a 2-base all-in. He's building a 4th and 5th barracks. He's basically saying, okay, I'm just going to go completely all-in on 2-base. I think I've done enough economic damage. I mean, we can see he's killed 18 probes, so I think he has, especially if we can just get a double drop or something out there. That'd be good. Auto turret harass, also good. Just keep damaging the probes of herO so he keeps wasting money into more probes. And then push maybe 1 minute from now. 8-minute mark, 8:20, something like that. You'll be good. The problem for Byun is he's still building SCVs, which is only useful if he goes macro. And now he builds a 3rd command center, so changing his mind. Widow Mines come down the front. The Immortal drop. That siege tank will be going down. Oh, he dodges the Widow Mines, or at least one of them with the Immortal. The Stalkers pick off a Widow Mine. And getting rid of the siege tank actually opens up some new possibility here. He's pushing without any Twilight tech just yet. It's just Stalkers, Immortals, and a couple of slow Zealots. But with the Prism able to pick up the low hit point units, he feels like, hey, I can do some good damage. He gets 6 more SCVs, only loses a Zealot for it. An amazing trade. Now he's going to go for the Zealot drop. Unfortunately for him, the Auto turret does hit in, gets 2 probes, and not much else. The Raven's going to go hide in the very back corner of that. herO is only up a handful of probes right now, but the DT Shrine, he knows the Raven is just being used as a harassment unit, so he says, hey, DT Shrine is going to be massive. That's what he was missing in that last game. I was telling you guys, in a messy game, DT Shrine is god tier. This one's not as messy, but it's starting to get there. He's going to focus the depot down. He didn't think he could kill a 1500 hit point command center, but a 400 hit point depot, that's a kill you can guarantee. Raven's going to get 1, 2, and 2 more kills there. And if it goes home, that'll be much better for Byun. He's just trying to hide it in the dead space. He's going to go there and try and hold position. Might just barely be in Stalker range if they move to there. All right, War Prism's up there, still ready with the Immortals. We've got a 4 Widow Mine drop moving across. And Byun needs to lift that 3rd base out. Let's see, does he go for the Orbital or does he move it out? Either way, his medevac production is something he's got to work on. I feel if he's out there on the map right now, there's no way herO can stand up to that. herO's army is trash in comparison. But herO with the Observers and an Immortal accidentally rallies across the map as well. He intercepts the drop. Oh no, Byun's going to lose the drop, but herO not watching. Oh, if he microed that, he would have got that. Instead, he's going to lose a Stalker. And the Widow Mine drop's going to get in the dead space to be used later, potentially. Now, a DT is going to get dropped inside that main base. There's not many units that shoot up right here. And he's got plenty of scans, though. So the DT is going to go in, tries to bait the scan and pick up, and manages to do it very nicely. Behind this, it looks like the Raven's coming back in for another auto turret. But remember, there's a battery here, so not the most useful thing to do. Blink and DT Blink are on the way at the same time. Widow Mine drop's going to come in towards this main base. I can't believe this Widow Mine drop survived. Byun is somehow back in the lead in the supply. Even though his workers are down, he has a scary army that could absolutely win the game right now. And on top of that, he's doing big harassment damage. Another Widow Mine should drop in the natural, and indeed it will. herO just, oh my gosh, for a second I thought he wasn't going to react there. And, oh man. Is he going to get... Okay, just another 2 probes on top. That's still pretty damn good. The Raven, unfortunately, moves right past both Observers without killing them. Oh, this is unfortunate. Byun might not realize he's already been spotted heading this way. It's a big army. Not that many Widow Mines in the mix right now. He's finally floating his 3rd out. But he's still... I think if he goes Ghost Spy in this, I mean, he wrecks this army. Right now, though, the choke point is scary with force fields. And that is 3 Immortals and an Archon. Oh, anti-armor missile lands on a bunch of these units. The Bio Mine doing very well. A few good Widow Mine hits on the Zealots. The front line is cleared out. And then, oh, the Immortal gets tagged. Oh, the Immortal just disappears so quickly. Zealot flank from the right side coming in, though. herO desperately trying to survive. Byun absolutely monster moding this one, guys. Absolutely monster moding. He looks like he's about to get the victory here. And he is absolutely smashing his way through. Oh my lord. Dude, what messy games. Byun keeps taking so much damage and just not caring. Just not caring, dude. He's just fighting back. But wait. He overextends. He overextended there. Loses a medevac. Goes into the battery overcharge. There was a backup pylon that he was not counting on. He did not see that. So he thought he was depowering it, but he didn't quite manage to do so. More Immortals are trying to do it. The Stalker's going to work on picking these units off. There's still good observer vision. Maybe somehow herO could fight back. I think like DT backstabs would be good. I mean, he invested in DT Blink. If he could do that, that would be nice. The Raven is gone. Oh, he's on 4 bases? That's herO's saving grace right now, but equal workers with the Terran sucks. And he was on 5 base versus 3 for that entire last game and still lost, so I'm not feeling good for his position. On the other hand, it's herO, and I never count him out until he's absolutely dead. I just worry for his mental state after that last game. There we go. Stalker's going to go in after the Widow Mine. And there we go. Okay, let's take a little look-see here. The Prism and the Zealot there doing what they can. And Dark Templar and Zealots there also. Okie dokie. He's going to start doing some backstabs. The Stalker's going to harass. It's a bit of an awkward map with all these rocks. Once you tear the rocks down, you can get across a lot faster. But till then, it is a bit awkward. Is he going to work on the army? I don't think that's super worth it, yeah. Oh, he scans the DT. But if he's watching, herO could have blinked that away. herO is not watching, though. Unfortunate for him. Stalker's marauding around the map, trying to be annoying right now. Picks off a Widow Mine there as well. This DT will go in and try to do some damage. And a Stalker goes down, but I think that's acceptable. The Armory must have just finished because he wasn't able to finish off the Widow Mine. That's a bummer. DT runs into the 3rd base. He's going to get 1, 2, 3, and 3 of those units, and he'll blink away. Nice moves by herO. RoboBay's coming in. He doesn't have it just yet. He's got some force fields, and there's no ghosts on the front line. There's 3 of them moving across the map right now, but they're not here on the front line. Cannon will get killed before it can finish building. Battery overcharge goes down. herO completely caught off guard. He moved his whole army up to the left, but does that mean he catches him in a surround? Maybe, just maybe. The Stalkers intercept the Ghosts, which means no EMPs on the Immortal Sentry Zealot, which is kind of nice. The Stalkers get punished for that move, but so does a lot of the bio. And actually, once again, I think Byun does overextend just a little bit. herO able to kill some of the units. He starts his first Colossus. This is still dire straits for herO. I mean, he's in rocky, refilled, shark-infested waters, and he absolutely does not have a local guard to get him through the headlands on this harbor. Oh, no! Oh, the Widow Mine's recharged. He didn't bring the Observer back, and he's going to lose his 4th base. I think Byun may just have him here. Zealot's coming in for a bit of a backstabby. Probe's going to run away and try to hide as Disruptors and Colossus come on out. Right now, I think we are getting to the stage of the game where herO desperate backstabs and praying for a gigantic ball. That is really what he's hoping on here. He's like, I know I've got to do damage. I don't know how I'm going to manage to do it. Oh no, all of his probes get caught. Well done by Byun chasing after that. I do like that herO is wary of that field that he didn't pay attention to earlier. A lot of probes are going to go down. Looks like that one last Marine is going to finish off most of them. The unit's moving back forward. Observer comes back, gets sniped down there by those Widow Mines. Oh, dude. Prism does get forced to recall there. Oh, was that a Prism? Maybe it was just a single DT. Not quite sure exactly what unit it was. The unit's gathering up at the front. It's all about the big balls now for herO. He's going to have to try to hang on and rebuild. DT's getting the 3rd. 8 SCVs go down. Even I didn't notice that. EMP takes out that one. This one does EMP that one. And that means 2 more Dark Templar down. 12 SCVs is good. It keeps Byun's economy low. Keeps him from having an unlimited army size. But he doesn't know where the enemy army is, and that's a problem. Oh, herO, you got to get back. You got to get back to defend, bro. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. I mean, this could be an overextension for Byun if he gets surrounded again, but he's going to get an easy cancel on the 4th. He gets the 3rd and the 4th. herO is out of economy completely. herO is going to dive across the map in a desperate base trade. A wild bid. Realizing he's so far behind. The longer this goes, Byun is too good. He's not going to let him back in the game in a standard situation. herO is going to fight back by going for the base trade. If he gets rid of all the orbitals, then DTs are, of course, king. Force fields, disruptors are going to be useful on that ramp as well. You can see Byun's trying to get back there to defend. herO, instead of going straight into the guts, is trying to just use force fields and disruptors as well as he can. I like those force fields. Very nicely done. Another one goes out, but oh, that gets focused. These force fields a little bit too slow, and I think Byun just has too much stuff. Byun looking absolutely monstrous here. What a fun series. But herO has to tap out. All right, well, it's not over yet, guys, girls, ladies, gents, lads, leggings, marines. Guess what? I thought this was a best of 5. I did not look at my notes closely and had that overlay up the whole time and have been blindly going from replay to replay. Turns out the series is not over. There is a 4th replay at the very least here. So down here in the bottom right side, we've got herO, who's now actually on his last life. Apologies for being a bit derpy there on the score of that. Sometimes in trying to hide the results from myself, I do miss out on the context of a series a little bit. Byun in the top left. I should have known it was a best of 7. It's a finals. Finals are almost always best of 7s. But man, Byun has just been on another level today. He's executing very well. Even when herO does things, that I think would get under most players' skin, it feels like he's just kind of dancing through those situations, dealing with them, and moving on to the next little bit. And that's just really cool to see. I am very impressed with what I'm seeing so far from Byun. herO here on Babylon is going to go for a wall off of the Reaper Ledge with a pylon, a gate, and a cyber core. I believe these little gardens block movement. So a unit can kind of jump up here and then just jump into this little nook, but it won't be able to get any deeper. I'm having trouble kind of pinpointing exactly what herO should do differently, because a lot of his highly aggressive moves, lots of committing to mid-game tech and delaying things like Colossus and Disruptors, like double Colossus Disruptor, that's his secret to success. It's easy for me to say, like, what your special style isn't working, swap to a completely different style. But that ignores the fact that it's the style that he's the best at. And he's probably more aware than anyone of where these little details are that he's kind of slipping up on, that if he just is a little bit better at his micro or his multitasking, he might be able to handle them. Now notice he showed the probe leaving to the right, but then he goes to the left to hide. But Byun is used to his tricks, and he goes and checks for it anyway. Byun's like, I wasn't born yesterday, mate. I've seen that one a billion times. No. Factories on the way, Marines building. We've got Adepts on the way. Warp Gate will no doubt be coming in after Stargate. And there we go. That Stargate's going to be building. Oh, he wants to hide it on the natural. Oh, he's going to go 2 Adepts before Stargate. Interesting. Very aggressive Adept opening for herO. Where's that shade? Oh, is he going to... Wait, is he going to chrono a 3rd Adept? Oh, I think he's going to do a 3 Adept pressure. So I think we're going to see a 3rd Adept chrono boost, and he's going to dive across. But he's keeping them at home purposely to disguise what he's doing. As I say that, he does send it forwards. Byun's Reaper waiting, sees the Adept coming. 2nd Adept now coming out, and it's also shading forwards. Reaper and Marine will get inside the bunker, and the Adept has to back off from that. No chrono on the 3rd Adept. Wants to save that, of course, for the Oracle. And I'm pretty sure it'll be an Oracle because he's being so aggressive. And obviously, if you've got 3 Adepts distracting in the natural, interrupting the Cyclone, then the Oracle can blitz into the main base and do very well. Reaper is going to sneak out there. We've got 2 more Marines that will be popping momentarily. A Hellion as well. You can intercept these units and fight them. SCV is going to need to pull off that mineral line, I believe. Hellion and 3 Marines doing pretty good. Hellion doing a little bit of in and out micro. SCV's happy to take a few hits. So he's trying to focus that weak Adept, finally gets it, but he loses an SCV, 2 SCVs, and the Hellion for it. He's going to lose a Marine as well. Nice plays here by herO. Does slow down that early game, interrupts some mining as well. Oracle's going across the map, he's making another one. This Adept will deal with the Reaper, which at least knows what he's up against now. And we just heard a Widow Mine burrow. I imagine that'll be in the main mineral line. Indeed it is, for those who can't see. It's just above the command center. So, common area for that to come in. 4 Marines does usually beat an Oracle just barely, I think. Oh, he's going to try and kite. Oh, SCVs and mules are going to have to pull back closer to that bunker, I believe. And, oh, he goes for it, but oh my god, a little bit dicey there. The Oracle does get a few Marines and, of course, delays some mining. He might go for the same angle one more time, but Byun seems very keen to counterattack. He's going to pick up at least a Widow Mine into that medevac and go across the map. Sorry, my words are betraying me a little bit today, guys. Oracle's getting the 2nd... Ooh, another Marine. Okay, an SCV and 2 Marines. And should be grabbing at least 2 SCVs and getting out. Well done. That's a lot of damage. Byun's economy is starting to hurt in this game a little bit more. He's got a Viking on the way. Was sending these Widow Mines across the map worth it? Let's find out. There's Phoenix, Oracles, a few Stalkers warping in. Actually, a very decent number of Stalkers. And that medevac's going to have to boost in, but he's got plenty of time to see it. Does herO. He's already rallied the Phoenix up there. And I think he's just going to turn the Oracles on to kill the Widow Mines. If they try to unload, he's got more than enough laser energy to take it out. And yep, that's going to get shot down. Very nice defense by herO. Finally, he's able to get some damage to the opponent and clean up the counter pressure completely. He's now got Oracle Phoenix coming across the map. Byun going for a Desperation Banshee. He wants to stop the Oracles from seeing that, which is why he's so far forward with his Marine Viking. But if herO just drops a tag, he'll see what's up, and Oracle Phoenix shuts down Cloaked Banshee so hard. He's coming on in, dude. The Oracles are just going to laser some of those units. The Viking Marine trying to focus the Oracles down. 5 SCVs go down. I think it's worth it to lose an Oracle for that. Phoenix is going to try and take out that. He sees the Banshee. He sees the Banshee. Oh, that's not good for Byun. Byun should probably cancel Cloak, cancel Banshee production, and just focus on the next part of his build. Because we've got a Forge, a Twilight, more Phoenix on the way. A few Stalkers and an Adept keeping him pinned back. Even scouting with the Shades just to check what is going on. And seeing the Banshees and stuff, definitely huge. He also sees that the Banshee tech was cancelled. Second Banshee was cancelled, as was Cloak. The Adept knows about this. He's going to try and get on out. If that Adept left the base, that would be kind of crazy. The Adept's going to shade over here. Does he block the barracks just to be annoying? Thinks about it. Just being a nuisance is herO. That's his middle name. He is, of course, a creature of chaos, much like these moopies over here who are dancing. I guess we should look at this one a bit more visible down here on the bottom side of the map. You can see these guys are actually feasting around the carcass of an animal. And if that doesn't just shout chaotic herO energy, this guy here chanting and getting excited above a giant pile of treasure and a bunch of bones, these guys dancing around the fireplace, then I don't know what does. That is indeed some return of the herO Jedi move sort of vibes we're getting. Batteries going down. 64 probes. I mean, that's a giant income. But is it too much? Has herO pushed it too far? I think it's probably just the right amount. I mean, this push is so slow. He's not going to be... He's moving out now, but his stim and shields and +1 aren't ready. Byun is not ready to fight. And Psystorm's on the way. Templar Archives is making Storm, getting chrono boosted. We'll see a Warp Prism get chronoed as the first thing out of this Robo. I've got to imagine. Oracle's tagging these units. The Marines do chase off the Oracle Phoenix for it now. Warp Prism's on the way. And up to 7 or 8 gateways is going to allow him to build a lot more Zealots with this Psystorm. It's not that big an army for Byun, and most importantly, Byun does not have a third command center. He's on 5 barracks. He's feeling very, very committed to the 2-base play right now. Psystorm is only ready in about 30 seconds. He's got to chrono boost that, and indeed he is. The Warp Prism is not here, so we can't drop those High Templar either. I do like the stasis traps. I do think they could be highly effective. We'll see how well herO does with this stuff. And here we go, the stim. Oh, the double stasis just absolutely blocks the push, and Byun says, nope, this was a super committed push. He knows that by the time that wears off, Psystorm would have been done, and these guys would all be dead. GG, well played. herO stays alive. Well, he's finally lost a point, but he's still got, of course, 3 more chances to beat his opponent. We're going on to Gresvin, a rather long map, left to right. Byun in the top left, representing Shopify Rebellion. Down in the bottom right, going for a low ground gateway. So he's going to do a Zealot pressure, usually, is what that means. This is herO representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Weird, though, right? Because normally if you're going to build a Zealot, you don't go forwards with a probe. But he's going to go up and he's going to do a second gate. Oh, he's going to 2-gate. Oh, he's proxying a gateway here as well. It's not that close to the enemy's base, though. A bizarre and fascinating choice here for herO. And he's going to go pylon before gas. So he goes pylon, gate. His gateway went down very early, about 35 seconds. So I think that was a 13 or 12 pylon. I think it was 13 pylon, 14 gate. He now gets the gas at 56 seconds. And I think he's just going to stay 1 gas for this whole initial stage. And he's going to do some very vicious 2-gate pressure. So we're going to see a second gateway here. He cancels a probe to get it down as quick as possible. herO is going super cheesy. The good thing is he can warp in... I think he can warp in there 1 or 2 units. The bad thing is it's still a long way forwards to the opponent's base. I kind of feel like just proxying down here would be much more, potential to work. Now, he's going to catch not an expand build, which is naturally better for Byun to defend with. On the other hand, Byun's not scouting. But he's going to have Reapers and Factory units building out of his main base. Pretty good chance of cancelling the command center. Is that enough, though, with such a committed build? herO, he's down in workers. When Protoss is normally roaring out on workers from the very start of the game, because he's saving his chrono all for gateway units, it's a very different story this time around. He's going to build 2 Zealots. Cybercore's on the way. I mean, I guess if you have enough Zealots, you might be able to even just tear the wall down if you've got Adepts coming in behind that. Notice he's chronoing this early because he wants that to finish and the Adept to start immediately. He times it out with perfection. Adepts there and Stalkers from the front. Stalkers can't shade forward, so they're effectively a bit slower. So that does make sense. The Probe comes in, but that doesn't actually pull this home. The Reaper sees the Zealot and the Probe. The Zealot even lands a hit. Should probably try and attack that. He's going to try and wall off the front of the base so he can't build an add-on. Going to try and attack this SCV as well. That forces the Reaper home. First Stalker's almost out. He's already got another Stalker queued at home and an Adept queued here on the front line as well. Should probably have those queued the other way around, but that is still pretty good. It's easy to get messed up when you've got this weird 1 gate on the front, 1 gate at home setup. Stalker's coming forward. That'll be able to push back these Reapers, but they're already taking the shields off one of these Zealots. They're doing good damage here. Anything to wear this down and to buy time to get that bunker up. And that bunker is 100% going to be getting up. Look at that. The bunker is going to finish just barely, even saves the SCVs. And he's got the reactor building, he's got a cyclone building, and a command center on the high ground. Just playing so conservative here. He didn't even start the command center on the low ground earlier. This is such a good setup for Byun right now. He's just saying, hey dude, I'm playing 1 base openings because I know you're a cheesy boy. He's going to have to use the Zealots on the high ground, or maybe the Adept Shades to get that vision. The Stalker and the Adept's going to try and hit the SCVs, but notice Byun's doing a good job of doing the in and out with those SCVs. I mean, the depot's going to go down eventually, but it is, of course, a tricky one, and using both Adept Shades at once is a little bit of a mistake here. Oh, he cancels it, but the Cyclone's out, and the Cyclone is going to say, goodbye, Mr. Stalker. herO does get a little bit of vision, but oh, okay, almost loses the Stalker, does lose the Zealot on the high ground. Nexus has started behind this. 2 more Stalkers and Warp Gate are on the way, but Byun has held on excellently. He even cancels this and says, I don't even need a tank. I've got a solid defense. I didn't lose any depots. I only lost 2 SCVs. I mean, this is an incredible position for me to be in. And you know what? I got to criticize the gate placement, guys. Did Byun scout around for proxy gates? Not really. If there was a proxy gate down here, that Stalker would have arrived 5 seconds sooner, which means the bunker does not finish without losing the SCV on it. And from there, things can potentially spiral a little bit harder. Now, we've got a Cyclone and 2 Marines coming forward for Stalkers. If they intercept that Cyclone on the ledge would be great. You can see he's expecting the Cyclone to come down here. If it comes from that side, he can still sandwich it from behind, which can be effective. herO is going into extra gateway and a Twilight Council. The one thing that might be a problem for him is, of course, the fact that he doesn't have detection on the way, and there's a Cloaked Banshee coming in for Byun. Byun might just be able to win the game with Cloak if herO skips on that. And herO obviously not finding the damage he wanted at the start of the game. I mean, he's very likely to skip on that. That's absolutely what I would do in this scenario. I'd be like, okay, time to cut some corners. Now, oh, the double Stalker warping for the trap. He should absolutely be able to kill it, and indeed he will. Nicely done. Cyclone goes down. Bunker trying to build. Tank trying to build as well. He's kept the bunker alive on the high ground. Looks like he's thinking about selling that now, but he might just keep it, realizing that herO usually follows up aggression with more aggression. Banshee heading towards the main base. It's going to try and sync up with Cloak finishing. Adept does come on in, but Byun is tight on the depot raise. Oh, looks like the Adept Shade finishes there. A bit of a mistake, and the Adept does go down for nothing. Nexus is started at the 3rd base. Robo's on the way. Okay, so he's got Robo on the way, but it's going to finish after the Cloaked Banshee arrives in the base. Only a little bit after, but still enough to do a lot of damage. Shield Battery starts in the natural. There's nothing in the main. This Banshee is a very real problem for herO. He starts a battery here, but it's too late. Oh, no. Okay, he's got to quickly run his probes away. He's going to lose massive mining time no matter what, but he wants to at least limit it to that. He moved his Stalkers forward to try and kind of act like he had an observer coming, but oh, Byun sees the timing of the Robo finishing, and look, he even goes after a sentry here. Can he get it? Oh, he does get 1 sentry, and then he goes back towards the main base, just looking to deny the mining, which in of itself is more than enough at this stage. The Banshee will get out of there. The Marine tank Banshee on the other side, depowering this gateway, taking it out. And of course, he's going to try and deal with the Zealot as well for free. Nothing here that shoots up out on the map. Blink has not even started. He's got an observer, he's got some Stalkers and a sentry, but this gives Byun the freedom to go for not only a 3rd Banshee, but just to go into stim and shields and all that other good stuff. He's going to be hitting at about 930, 920 with stim shields, +1, lots of medevacs, all that sort of stuff. And in the meantime, he can still posture around, maybe even win a fight with this set of units. Oh, this is herO stuck between a rock and a Terran place, and that Terran place has 3 Banshees, 2 tanks, and 15 Marines coming forwards. I'm not good at numbers. That's 13 Marines. Never mind. Either way, Cloak is going to come in, gets a few hits off before the fight even starts. Tank Banshee is a deadly, deadly combo. Another tank does siege. I think it's just in range. There is a battery there, so he's going to float around into the main base, realizing it's going to be difficult to get too much more done here. Stalkers do take a few tank shots. Banshees going in the main, though. 3 Banshees can easy out DPS a battery, and he doesn't even need to necessarily focus fire. He could actually split attacks. The battery will only be able to heal one of them. But here we go. Banshees doing what they can do. 6 more probes, and he's just going to fly out of there. Does lose 1 Banshee. Marine tank at the front doing what it can. He's going to think about taking out a battery. Chooses to pull back, though. And behind it, a 3rd command center starts on location. Stim +1. Medevacs are building. He's keeping herO locked down in a very small situation. And oh my god, the Banshees go back in for more. He did not expect that to happen. herO keeps trying to pull his units back to the front to defend there, but he's getting punished. Oh man, he's going to need to overcharge the Nexus at some point if this goes on for much longer. He's leaving Stalkers in the back to deal with the Banshees now, but not before 10 probes went down. And look at that! Byun just gets home! Oh no, this is so bad for herO. So even though these units are trapped in the back for now, they can always slide out. There's massive dead space here on Gresvan, and the Marines and tanks are going to make it back to the 3rd base. 3 base versus 3 base, and you've got a massive army advantage. Byun is showing us how you play TVP. He is playing like an absolute beast here, and if he can win this game, he will win the entire grand finals. Again, for those probes, we've got the Prism up in the top side as well. Ooh. Okay, we've got some gateways going on. Immortal is building there. Phoenix trying to dance around. What do we got? Warp Prism in the top side as well. Stalker's going to be looking for any pickups they can get. Looks like he's going to go Side Storm, but I don't think he's going to get there before this push arrives. This Prism needs to do something, and he needs to do it soon. Charge is not there. He's got Blink, does herO, but he doesn't have anything else. Byun is a big, scary army. Great positioning by herO. Going to do some of that Mad Dog crazy herO micro where he splits his Stalkers in 2 places. Oh no! He flies his Prism right through there. He's going to try and warp in some Zealots, but they are slow Zealots. Nowhere near as powerful as they potentially could be. The Bio Widowmine's going to deal with that. Oh, if he can bait the shots and pick up, that would be slick, but no, a little bit too slow on that. Warp Prism's going to try to get out. At the same time, Stalkers are here. Behind it, Banshees do fly up and start to do some damage. The shield battery making a very good account of itself. With no detection there, he's going to struggle. Stalker's still harassing the army on the front line. Charge is not done. There are 3 Immortals out. There is 1 Sentry, but there's no Charge, there's no Storm, there's no Archons, and that's a big issue. Stalker's trying to siege this up, but man, look at that siege position. The Stalkers have done a great job so far, but he needs to heal the Nexus, and it just goes down before he even gets a chance to. The Stalkers bait their mine and then blink on the siege tanks. The Immortals trying to stand their ground and fight, but outside of battery overcharge range, they just cannot hold on. And this is a beautiful bio timing of 3 bases. He's got the +1 attack. He played the early game splendidly. Byun defended the proxy gate with poise, with cool, calm execution. And he has spent the last few months adapting. This is a far cry from the grand finals in the Team Liquid map contest a few months back where herO absolutely destroyed him. Byun is back in control, and he is just manhandling herO. That Banshee even gets 1 more probe before running out of energy. Finally goes down. But what a terrible, terrible cost. Half the worker count, half the army count, and no 3rd base. He's going to make Side Storm and hang in there because it is, of course, his final life in the tournament. But he realizes, as I say that, he realizes there is not much hope. GG, well played. Byun, what a monster. If you guys enjoyed this series, please click on one of the other ones on screen and enjoy those. But a special thanks to the Patreons. If you guys support my Patreon, there's a link below in the description. It makes a huge difference to support the channel. So thank you everyone who's hopped on board recently, and I hope you enjoy it. Special thanks to Jacob G and Maxan, our #1 and #2 supporters here. Big thanks to the love, everyone. Have a good one. Goodbye and good night.